Hello, my name's Isabel. What's your name?
My name is Lachan.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Fort Smith, Arkansas. I am currently an undergraduate at NWAC. I am a first generation to be college graduate. So I'm really excited to be here.
Nice. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, growing up in Fort Smith, I was really involved with theater, community theater, and orchestra. I've always had a strong love for the arts and always assumed that I would have some type of career path in the arts, whether it be theater or music. That's just where I thought that I would end up being.
Being a fine arts kid, what did you think about science and math growing up?
Growing up, I did not think much about science and math, to be honest. It was always subjects that I always struggled in. I did not enjoy any of the classes that I took throughout high school, so I did not enjoy science and math.
Okay, since you didn't enjoy science and math and you were a fine arts kid, what was your original career path?
Yeah, for the past 10 years, I've worked as a makeup artist. I currently own a bridal business that specializes in bridal beauty. So we currently support weddings in the area and do hair and makeup for our brides.
So you said you're a soon-to-be college graduate. What is your thoughts about science and math now?
I am a huge advocate for women in STEM, humans in STEM. I love science and I love math now. During my first semester at NWAC, it was suggested that I take my math and science courses first because they're typically the hardest classes. And so one of the science classes that I took was astronomy because I thought it would be the easiest of all of the science classes offered. I was quickly proven wrong that astronomy is not easy. I also believe that astronomy was astrology, which I was wrong again. Astronomy is a very fascinating field of science that encompasses all science. You learn about math, physics, geology, chemistry, biology. So while I was trying to avoid science, I signed up for a class that encompassed all science.
So now that you enjoy science and math, what is your career path if it has changed?
After my first semester, I quickly realized that I loved science and I loved astronomy. My love for math has been a slow love, but I've grown to appreciate and respect math. So I really enjoy it.
Perfect. Do you have any big news that's coming up?
Yeah, a couple months ago, I was offered an internship through NASA. So in a couple weeks, me and my family, my husband, my 2 kids, and my dog, we will be moving to Florida where I will work at the Kennedy Space Center.
Perfect. So you said offered. Does that mean you applied or they reached out to you? Kind of what happened with that?
Yeah, so NASA has an amazing program where you can apply for tons of internships through their OSTEM website. You do not have to be a STEM undergraduate to apply, but I applied for internships that were virtual. I assumed that would be the best fit for me and my life since I have children, and so I applied for all virtual internships. For the past 2 years, I have been volunteering with NWA Space and Science Center, which we do a lot of community outreach programs, and I really fell in love with that work. But because of how much volunteer work I have done with that program, it was all throughout my resume. So once I applied for these other internships, my now mentor reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in applying for a position that is focusing on community outreach and education.
Perfect. So what are you doing after the internship when you come home?
So I will come back after the spring quarter ends. And the day I come back, I will start another internship the following day that is partnered through NWAC and the University of Arkansas. It's an amazing program called START program that Dr. Gary Bates and Lachelle Bates has here at NWAC. And so I will start that internship, which is another, it'll be a summer internship. It'll be 10 weeks long, where I will be doing research at the Math Center, which is part of the University of Arkansas.
Perfect. Well, I wish you luck with both of those.
Thank you. I'm really excited.
Of course. Throughout your college career with science and math and just college in general, have you had any pivotal moments?
Yeah, I feel like I've had several pivotal moments that has changed the trajectory of my my academic career. The first one was in my Comp 2 class. Professor Miller suggested that we create a resume for our dream job. And it's always been a dream for me to work for NASA. And so I created this resume that was catered to NASA. And I remember talking to her virtually, and I commented that I didn't think that I would ever be eligible, or I wasn't smart enough for something like this. And she really encouraged me to pursue this resume. And she also reminded me of how, smart I was. And it was like one of those first moments as an adult where I started to see my true worth, and it was a really cool moment for me. And I actually used that same resume to get this job. So it was a big moment for me. Another big moment for me was during my astronomy class. We had a moment where we could volunteer. And I had an opportunity to talk to Dr. K and talk about her academic career and kind of how she grew up. And I realized that she too was once upon a time a non-traditional student. And it just kind of dawned on me that it doesn't matter how old you are or where you come from. If you have the time and the drive to accomplish something, you can do anything that you want to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for people who are applying for internships, going into college?
Yeah, if anyone is interested in applying to any type of NASA internships, I would love to talk to you. You don't have to be a STEM undergraduate to apply for these internships. But for me, I just want to tell everyone listening that it does not matter how old you are, how you grew up. If you want to do something, you can absolutely do it. My best advice is, as a undergraduate student and anyone that is currently in school or thinking about going to school, reach out for help, go to office hours, go to the math lab if your campus has one, and to not give up on yourself. If this is something that you're passionate about, you should follow your heart and do it. Perfect.
So what are some of the challenges you faced as a non-traditional student?
Yeah, I've definitely faced some challenges. As a working person and a mom and a wife, I have responsibilities outside of studying. So there's a lot of work-life balance that I had to orchestrate. It can be difficult finding time to study, but if there's a will, there is a way. And if you reach out to your professors and your peers, you certainly can get there. So there was definitely some trying times. Physics is not easy, nor is higher math. So I've definitely faced my struggles, but I have not given up, and I've learned to ask for help when I've needed it. And I've definitely needed it at times.
What's some advice, and also what are some challenges you had with starting your own business?
Yeah, starting your own business can be really scary. Sometimes it feels like you're walking off, a plank. So it's a lot like signing up for school, for college. You just have to believe in yourself, know that what you're doing is where your heart is leading you to, and know that you have people around you that support you.
Awesome.
I feel like we're starting over.
We're totally not. It's totally fine.
I know. Oh, yes.
Hi.
I kind of forgot that we were doing this interview. I kind of started talking about scouts.
It's fine.
Because, yeah, we were talking about going for handshake, and that's where we went.
All right. Breathe. Shake it out. Okay. Girl, I was about to cry talking about yes. Yes. Oh my God.